the section where it says related Sage code. So again, the point here is that you try this code out and see how it applies to what you're learning in the text. In the text, you do things by hand, but you still have to start developing a bridge between what you do in your by hand and what you're going to eventually need to do by computer. That, you know, it's certainly important you're able to set the problem up, but at some point you're going to start to realize setting a problem up is really where most of the work is entailed, but it really shouldn't be tedious computation towards the end. Now granted, I know when you're doing the problem sets, you might say, oh, these computations are really tedious, and they are. And I know a lot of teachers at Essex are like demanding that you do not use technology to do these problems over here. What I'm saying, though, you really do need to learn to do things by hand, how to set problems up, how to do simple arithmetic by hand, how to do simple integrations by hand, yada, yada, yada. But more important, at some point, you're going to be developing a skill set that's going to require you to use a computer to solve a problem. So that's why we're giving you this bridge over here. And this is an important bridge that you need to start to cross slowly at first, but at some point you're going to pick up speed and be able to do this. So I'm going to claim, you know, if you're really slow at this, go to the website, do the interactive co-calc, type this command in. I've installed the software on my computer, and the main advantage having it on my computer is that I'm using my resources to do the problem over here. So what am I going to do? I'm going to just type in, you know what, my mouse is acting a little funny right now. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second here. All right, there it is. I just turned my mouse off for a second, and that's what happened there. So I'm going to type in the command, reset. I think we've been doing this for a while, right? All right, it reset it. Now I'm going to define a variable. Now, I know I said this often to you, in Sage, X is a variable, but I still think it's a good habit to get into when you just simply define your variables before using them. And for the students that are in computer science classes, you probably should know that at this point. So I'm going to type in the other thing, and the other thing, I'm just going to read it to you, integrate, right? And what I'm going to integrate, it says pi, that's a constant, times 18 minus x, and then I got a square, minus pi. I'll go back over this and show you where this is, by the way. Star, and then what I got, and you can make mistakes typing too. I wouldn't worry about that. What I worry about is getting started. If you're not getting started, that's something you really need to start to worry about. All right, so I typed in, that's the integrand, by the way, comma. I'm going to tell it I want it to integrate over the x's from x equals 0 to x equals 3. All right, and then we're going to ask it to compute it, and then because computer's going to compute it, gives me this number over here. Now I realize what someone's going to say is, I wonder what problem that was, and it's the one that's directly before this one. All right, so what I'm going to do is just, you know, look at this problem over here and talk about it. Now, what's the problem? For most students, it's setting up the integral is the problem. It's not the integration, it's setting up the integral. So, you know, I set the integral up. Hopefully you're able to do that on your own, by the way, not just because, okay, he did it, it must be right. No, you need to set this up on your own, and hope you can do that integration. And the number I'm getting over here is 2,772 pi divided by 5. Now, a lot of students actually misread this over here, thinking it says 272 divided by 5, and then they think it's divided by pi. It's not. It's times pi, right? Now, in mathematics, we write it down the way it's in the notes, by the way. So what I want to do is I'm going to say, I want to just, you know, look at another problem. And, you know, maybe it's something like an integration that might be a little more difficult to me. And looking over here, and I don't know, let me take a look at this one over here. I'm gonna say this one looks like a tough integration problem for me. I want to see if I've learned anything. And can I type that in? And I think I can. Integrate, right? And then I'm going to do, it's pi, star. I'm seeing if I learned. 22 minus x squared squared minus pi star. And what's nice about an answer key is, when I do this, I'll be staring at the answer and wonder, do I get the same answer that we did by hand? Now, for some students, actually, the act of typing in is more difficult than doing the integration. You need to learn to type, by the way. Now, it's going to be from x. Whoops, I made a mistake already, didn't I? I notice how by looking, and I really want to say, you look at your work, and x, and it looks like minus 3 to 3, right? And let's see what happens. By the way, if I make a mistake, it'll tell me I made a mistake. And what do I get? I get the answer 1872 pi. Wow, got that one right. So again, what I'm claiming over here is that you kind of look through this and make sure that you understand what's being asked of you, all right? And hopefully over time, when you start to, take little tiny steps, these little tiny steps will be a journey at some point where you can actually say, hey, I was here years ago, now I'm here now. I'm much more proficient using this technology. The worst thing that's going to happen to you, by the way, is you're going to say, I'll wait till someone forces me to do this, and that's going to be a very bad place to be, by the way, extremely bad place to be. You want to start doing this in little tiny pieces, right? Make sure you know that each section of the notes, we put this down for you. We're expecting that you're able to do, basic simple typing skills, getting to a website, really simple skill set, being able to do things in interactive web-based application. For the students maybe that are moving towards computer science, maybe installing the software, right? So again, if you go to this website over here, you could download the software if you like. And at this recording, the software is at 9.4. Remember the CoCalc Instant Worksheet, you can do that. Whatever you're comfortable doing. But again, I can't say this enough times to you, you really have to start moving forward. And the only way to move forward at this point is by working towards moving forward. We want you to do it. If you need any help or assistance in this, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.